Hello everybody. On today's episode of With or Without Whiskey, we will be reviewing Best Friend Bourbon. Stick around. Hey everybody, and welcome to our very first episode of With or Without Whiskey. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your host today. Let me give you a quick rundown about what the channel is going to be all about. I'm a New Yorker, currently living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm in school to get into the medical field. That means I am no expert in whiskey. I'm just a regular guy who enjoys a nice glass of whiskey, and I'm trying to find a new and fun way to enjoy it. And I hope that you guys can help me do that. So, what we're going to do on this channel is I'll give you a brief introduction about what we'll be drinking. I'm going to give you my thoughts, my takes, my review. I'm going to grade the whiskey on a scale of 1 to 100, and then I'm going to let you know if we should be with it or without it. Stick around. Mythology is a craft distillery located in Denver, Colorado. They're relatively new, but they've been doing some really cool and interesting stuff. The two driving forces at Mythology are Scott Yates, who is the founder and president, and Chris Rittenauer, who is the head distiller. They have a few different whiskeys, like their Hell Bear or a couple of their finished products. They also have some gin, vodka, and a few other spirits. But today we're going to be looking at the Best Friend Bourbon. The Best Friend Bourbon is a blended whiskey composed of 3 different bourbons. A 15-year-old Kentucky bourbon and 2 Indiana bourbons, probably from MGP. One of them is 2 years and the other one is 5 years. This is an 88 proof whiskey or 44% ABV. Now, the one thing I like about this whiskey is that they are completely transparent in what's going into this bottle. Meaning, they're not distilling it, but they're telling you exactly where they're getting it from. And they also go above and beyond and give you the mash bill for everything they have. So, their Kentucky bourbon, which is 15 years old, is 78.5% corn, 13% rye, and 8.5% malted barley. Their 5-year-old high rye bourbon from Indiana is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. And their 2-year-old high rye bourbon, also from Indiana, is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. Can't get any better than that. They're telling you exactly what is in this bottle, down to the percentage of the grain, where it comes from, everything. According to their website, they've won multiple awards for both of their Best Friend Bourbon and their Hell Bear American Whiskey. This one in particular won double gold at the 2021 San Francisco World Spirits Competition and silver at the 2021 New York competition. Now, what's very fun about Mythology is you see the split picture between the man and the dog on the front of the bottle? They call that the spirit animal. And for every bottle, they have a different one. So, for instance, for the Best Friend Bourbon, they have a dog, which is man's best friend. For the Hell Bear whiskey, they have, it's a bear, and I know for some of the finished ones, they have an octopus. And each one, like their gin and their vodka, also have different animals, respectively. They also have a nice little story on the back of the bottle. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a cute little read if you're bored. All right, but enough of that. Let's get into the whiskey itself. Nice tight cork on there. I like that. All right. All right, swirl it around, get some air in there. All right, so I get heavy caramel right up front, along with a strong note of vanilla. There's a little bit of oak in the background, but it's not overpowering. You know it's there, but it's not punching you in the face. Little bit of baking spice. Maybe some cinnamon, some butterscotch, and there's kind of like a citrusy smell. I can't tell if it's orange or lemon. So far on the nose, it's pretty standard bourbon, nothing too crazy. What's there smells good. It's just, I wish there was a little bit more, you know? Well, let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay. This is one of those bourbons where the nose completely underdelivers. That was extremely flavorful. I got caramel right up front. I got the vanilla very strong. It was very, very sweet. Then I got lemon on there, but it wasn't like lemon juice or lemon zest. If you've ever had a lemon meringue pie where you get that that creamy like lemon center, it was that. Very, very good. I don't think I've ever tasted that in a whiskey before. Let's see what else we get. Okay, I get some oak in there right on the back, but it's very, very sweet. Not much of a finish. It's a very short finish, like it's already gone. There's a little bit of oak. I get a little bit of the baking spices on the end, but it's really not that noticeable. It's kind of, everything's kind of overwhelmed by that lemony sweetness. Let's see what happens when we add a couple drops of water to it. One, two. All right, mix that up a little bit. Okay, I changed the nose a little bit. I'm getting honey, and I'm getting a nice floral scent. It kind of reminds me of early spring. You know, when the flowers just start to bloom, and you can smell all the vegetation, all the flowers outside, right before your allergies start killing you. It's kind of like that. And yeah, very big punch of honey. I was not getting that in the first one. Let's see what it did to the taste. Okay, that definitely balanced it out a lot more. It's not super sweet up front, and I'm getting more of those rye spices, those baking spices. Not so much as a tail note. They're kind of right there at the end. Let's try one more time. Yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it smoothed out the rough edges a little bit, but it kind of made it a little more simple. Like, this tastes like a regular bourbon now. I'm not getting that lemon meringue note. I'm not getting those really nice sweetnesses. Let's try one more time. Okay, there's some oak there at the end. A little bit more than before. So the water definitely changed it. So if you're not a fan of those super sweet bourbons, I recommend putting a little bit of water in it. But if you want to stay away from the oakiness and more towards the sweetness, I'd leave the water out. All right, that does it for the tasting, and I'll be right back with my rating. All right, best friend bourbon. What do I think? So, the nose was not bad. It was okay. It just wasn't anything crazy. Like, it had all the notes that bourbon is supposed to have, but nothing unique, nothing that stood out to me. The palate, on the other hand, that's a whole nother story. It gave me all of those notes, but it also gave me a lot more. It gave me some very good sweetness up front. It gave me those vanilla, those caramel notes with just a little bit of oomph. And then it gave me that lemon meringue taste, which I haven't had in anything else before. So that was really good. I wish the finish could have been a little bit better. It was short, it was oaky, and there was nothing really to it. And then the water changed it pretty well. If you like the sweetness, the water probably wouldn't have been the best thing. But if you wanted it a little more balanced, I think that would have been okay. So, as of a grade, I think I'll give the best friend bourbon an 89. Not quite a 90. If it had a little bit better nose, it probably would have made it. That's what broke it for me, but still a top-notch whiskey. So, for the best friend bourbon, I'm going to go with it. I highly recommend you get this bottle. If it's available in your state, try and find it in a local liquor store. If not, I'm pretty sure that you can buy it online. I got mine at the distillery for about, let's say, $50. You'll probably be able to find it online for about that. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked what you saw today and you had a good time, please hit the subscribe button. Also give me a like, comment, and hit that bell notification so you know when I put out my next video. I also want to give a shout out to my friends in the band Inner Love who provided us with our opening and closing music. So if you liked what you heard, give them a try. I know they're on Spotify, Apple Music, and a couple other streaming places. So until next time, enjoy, guys. Take care. Farmer gazes with admiration at a majestic oak standing tall among the surrounding stalks of corn. A sip of bourbon as his hand brushes over his best friend who lay beneath him. Not a word spoken until the sun rests for the night. Like generations before him, a man and his dog share company as he reflects on the beauty that surrounds him. His dog eagerly awakes each day to run the fields, rest at the tall oak, and calmly await his best friend's return at dusk.